earlier today, a couple updates came out for the Packers. They have filled some of their coaching positions. Here it came out from Rob Domofsky on X. He says the Packers are planning to hire former Patriots defensive coordinator DeMarcus Covington as their new defensive line coach and promote Sean Mannion to quarterback coach, sources told ESPN. Contracts not signed yet, but agreement is in place. Deals should be finalized soon. So in the past few weeks, the Packers made the decision to move on from defensive line coach Jason Rebrovich. I think that in 2024, the Packers defensive line just didn't quite live up to expectations when it came to the pass rush. The run defense, on the other hand, was solid. Some of the best run defense we've seen from the Packers in a very long time. But I think that we would like to see some more consistency when it comes to the Packers pass rush, and the Packers felt the need to move on from Jason Rebrovich. And so now when we look at DeMarcus Covington, he was formerly with the Patriots. He played wide receiver at Samford from 2007 to 2010, and then he made his way into the NFL as a coach for the first time in 2017 with the Patriots, where he was a coaching assistant in 2017 and 2018, and then he was their outside linebackers coach in 2019, their D-line coach from 2020 to 2023, and then this past season under Jared Mayo, he was the Patriots defensive coordinator. And so one thing I like about this hire is the fact that Covington did have a lot of time under Bill Belichick, and I think that when you look at the fact that when Covington was there in New England, they went to 2 Super Bowls, they lost one, they won one, and I just feel like anytime you can get a guy who just has been around winning, has been around, the dynasty and the Patriots, I think that can do nothing but, help your team, help your roster. And it sounds like from one of his previous players that players seem to like him. This is from a Bill Huber article from earlier today. He said this: veteran defensive end Dietrich Wise spent all 8 seasons in New England alongside Covington. Here's a quote from Wise. DeMarcus Covington is a very intelligent coach, Wise told Mass Live, being able to read offenses, and he's always been able to break down other teams to be prepared for them. He's a very intelligent coach, very passionate coach, loves to give speeches to the team and get everybody fired up. Wise said Covington does a good job in motivating his players. He brings the best out of guys when he speaks. He said, very passionate, not very loud, but when he does speak, his voice is heard. Wise said Covington was good at seeing the big picture and not just his own group. He has a great understanding of the entire defense and schemes, Wise told the Boston Herald in November. He can coach defensive line, linebackers, and defensive backs. He sees the big picture. He's a good players coach and can control the room. And so it sounds like from some of those quotes that he's a very passionate head coach, a guy that sounds like players should like, and I assume the Packers like what they saw when they with the fact that they decided to bring him in here. And as I said, I really just like anytime you can get a guy who has been around organizations who have had a lot of success. The Patriots recently, not as successful, and I think that now looking at their roster, not the most talented, but seems like a solid hire. And the other one we had here was Sean Mannion replacing Tom Clements as the Packers QB coach. Tom Clements decided to retire, and so it's unfortunate to lose him because he's probably been one of the, been a very big piece and part of, developing Packers quarterbacks over the years, like Aaron Rodgers and now Jordan Love. And so Sean Mannion came into Green Bay in 2024 as an assistant. He played in the NFL for about, 7-8 years. He was with LaFleur with the Rams for a time, and that's how it seems that they had that relationship. He only threw 1 touchdown pass and 3 interceptions in his career, so he didn't really have a lot of playing time. But, sometimes for guys, they may not have, played a lot, but they can end up being really solid coaches. And so Matt LaFleur seems to trust him enough to put him in charge of the quarterback room. So I assume that he's a solid quarterback coach, and will be interesting to see sort of how he could be different from Tom Clements. But that's all the news for today. If you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.